Before beginning chapter 148, I'll just read the hunter's comment at the end of the previous chapter. The hunter said, "True indeed, O sage, it is as you say. Therefore, even though I have listened to your illuminating words, there is still some doubt in me. Can all this really be true? Alas, what a great tragedy! Even when this ignorance seems to be obvious, it is hard to abandon it." What the sage has been telling the hunter is, he's simply been describing how we awake from deep sleep. When we awake from deep sleep, it's into a dream. When we awake from deep sleep, there's an initial blankness, and then memories and impressions come in relating to who we are and to where we are, to the world in which we're in. We might subsequently label that particular state as either waking or dreaming, but there's no intrinsic difference. There's no intrinsic difference between waking and dreaming. If you can make a case to this, then please have a go. But as far as I know, there's no philosophical or scientific way that we can say that this is not a dream right now. It is not of the nature of dream. And the hunter is possibly expressing your own resistance to this. Even if intellectually you can't argue with it, and even intellectually you might even agree with it, there's something in your gut which isn't going to go along with this. There's something that's going to say, hang on, I know I'm awake right now. I know I'm not dreaming. I don't care what anybody says to the contrary. It's patently absurd to say that this right now is no different to the nature of a dream. I remember some of my dreams, and they're different to what I'm experiencing right now. This is our gut reaction. It's our instinct. Our instinct is telling us that we're awake right now. This instinct is consciousness. This is what consciousness imbues into the present moment, a sense of reality. It's consciousness which gives us this sense of reality. When we're in the dream, it's the dream that's real. Even if we might intellectually realize that we're dreaming, this instinct tells us that it's real. Even if bizarre and absurd things are happening, you might have had the experience of being in a nightmare, and intellectually you'll know it's a dream, it's got to be a dream, but you're still experiencing the terror. You might actually even force yourself to wake up at some point. Perhaps we can explore that one. If something is so terrible, in a dream we've got the option of waking up. In the so-called waking state, do we have that option? Do we have the option of waking up somewhere? Well, we don't know if we've got that option, do we? We don't know we've got that option when we're dreaming. Because what happens is, one dream goes into another. This is what consciousness is doing. It's moving from one dream into another dream all the time. Perhaps we can incorporate death into that picture. Death is a transition from one dream to another. This is what the Tibetans call a Bardo state, an in-between state. There's in-between states between waking and dreaming, between dreaming and deep sleep. between this life and the next life. But perhaps that Bardo state is just the same, it's just a transition from one dream to another. Another argument we could make for distinguishing between dreams and waking is gravity. In dreams we can have people flying through the air. We might fly through the air ourselves. This doesn't seem to be possible in the waking state. Personally, I don't see why it's not possible. I suspect that it might be possible, although there doesn't seem to be any scientific evidence for this. But logically it seems to me to be possible. We could say there's such a thing as gravity, which is preventing us from doing this. But what does that boil down to? We've got a sensation of being in contact with something beneath us. That's all we really know. We really just know this sensation of contact. There's always something beneath our feet or beneath our body supporting it, unless we're in free fall. And this is explained as gravity. It's explained as an accelerating force. We're actually experiencing an accelerating force, just as you would in a car that's turning around a corner. And according to the scientists, this is because of curved space. That sensation is because of the curvature of space, which doesn't seem very real, does it? Space, for a start, isn't very real. Is space something? But we're talking about curved space, a bend in space. So we're talking about a bend in something unreal, which gives us this sensation of contact. That seems to me rather dreamlike in itself. But to get back to the argument, there are dreams where people aren't flying through the air. There are times I've had a dream where I know I'm dreaming, and it should be possible to fly, but I haven't been able to get off the ground. So what's the difference between that dream and this dream? Dreams where it's not possible to fly, even when you know it's of the nature of dream. So this is what we need to look into. How consciousness is operating, how it's imbuing our present moment with reality. And it does that whether we're awake or whether we're in dream. We have that sense of reality. In dream we don't think we're dreaming. In dream we take it that we're awake. And as absurd that we might be dreaming, if somebody in a dream tells us that we're dreaming, we might be interested in it from a philosophical point of view, but our reaction would be just the same as it is right now.